Okay, welcome to day 7. We're almost there. Day 7 of 9 of making a 4-minute AI movie for Project Odyssey. I'm entering their competition this Sunday, so please check it out and vote for me. Okay, so we're breaking into the vault of original ideas. Okay, so my thought here was I wanted the vaults to feel like the Sistine Chapel. Just this most beautiful, vaulted, wonderful room, right? And hanging from the ceiling are millions of light bulbs, right? Light bulbs, ideas, get it? Okay, yes, not that original, but I promise you it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And so my inner self walks into the vault and there's these light bulbs all hanging, hundreds of them. They're the Holy Grail, right? The original ideas. And I've got angst. Seemed like the right demon to go in there and select just the right original idea for my hero, okay? So he selects the idea, and here I'm getting a little more original. The filament of the light bulb is actually Jesus on the cross, all right? Apologies for my blasphemy, okay? And that harks back, obviously, to original idea and the Holy Grail and being the Sistine Chapel, and I thought that was really beautiful. Okay, now we have the idea. I wanted to travel back to my real self in the real world, so I went into the filament of the light bulb, and Luma Labs does this wonderful thing where you can give it an end frame. And so I gave it the end frame of my eye and the start frame of the filament, made sure the colors were the same. I had a yellow iris and the yellow filament. And then I asked it to morph from one to the other. Okay. Took a long time. I just didn't want to do it for the first 4 or 5 times. It was getting from one to the other, but it was doing weird stuff that just didn't look cool. And then eventually I got this. And I was so excited. Oh my Lord, it was so beautiful. Boom, I got into the eye. And that was fantastic. And then I want to take us from the eye. I wanted to do one of those crash zoomy things that took me back into the room where there's me typing away, boom, 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 boom. And then I wanted a sequence of me taking an idea and molding it and crafting it and finally sharing it with you. Okay. So yeah, you'll see I had a sequence of shots of myself or someone standing in for myself. Doesn't really look like me. I struggle to get character consistency across it. I've had a beautiful email from Shanae. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And she was trying to give me some tips on character consistency, which is wonderful. Look, Midjourney can do it. You can give it a reference picture, but just for example, it's not great at it. I gave it a reference picture for my inner self, and here are 3 shots of my inner self. Yes, he's wearing a black hat and he's not dissimilar, but it's definitely not the same person, all right? It's a part of the reason I made him silhouette-y and put the hat on him and the trench coat so that we could work around those character inconsistencies. And I never cut 2 shots back to back so you could never see the problem, all right? And the lack of consistency really comes in when you animate it, all right? So what happens is, as you animate the shot, the animation software can't keep the dimensions of the face correct. So as it tracks around it or goes past it, the face starts to change into somebody else entirely. I've noticed that Gen 3 from Runway doesn't have this problem, but you can't prompt it with an image. And so there's just no way of getting the same character piece to piece. And frankly, I've seen some incredible short movies made with Gen 3. Check out this one over here. It's just an extraordinary bit of art, but you can see every single shot is different, and that's on purpose. He never tries to show you the same thing twice. That brilliant artist, by the way, Creative Agency, they're incredible. I've leaned into the strength of Gen 3 and made this extraordinary bit of art. Really it is. Congratulations, Creative Agency. It's amazing. Okay, so right, so that's me, and I've crafted the idea and now I'm sharing it with you. Check what it looks like.
And there they are. The Holy Grail. The motherlode of original ideas. Axe chooses one that reveals the unseen, voices the unspoken, a divine whisper. My outer self grabs it, molds it, crafts it within an inch of its life. Stressed out of his mind, Donnie shares it with you.
Okay, so we're going to have the final sequence that I'm going to do on day 8, and then day 9 I'm going to craft it together. Now day 8 is going to be my most personal sequence because I have this metaphor of the man in the arena. Okay, this is a famous speech by Roosevelt. Check it out over here. It's one of the most beautiful speeches. If you're a creative person who's putting himself out there or herself out there and now are going to be the target of criticism and people talking about you, I find this quote, I go to it every single time I put something out to people. Every time I share something with people, I go back and read this quote just to get over my anxiety over how it's going to be received. And really it's about the man in the arena is such an honorable thing to be. Fail, succeed, being in the arena is what matters. So I'm going to do a sequence about me in the arena. I can't wait. It's going to be so personal to me. It's going to be very emotional. So please join me for day 8 to check out the man in the arena.